All right, so we're here. We got Facebook just tuning in here, so that circle's going, and we're on. All right, both. So Jessica is leading the shop tonight. She's at the helm. She's going to be doing meta. 6-minute meta. So get ready, and Krista's on her mat, ready to practice. All right, so have fun.
All right, hello everyone. We'll start in Shavasana. So you can lie down on your back. So Shavasana, you want to bring the arms out wide, legs out wide. Palms can face the ceiling if you need a little more energy this evening, or maybe facing the floor if you need a bit more grounding. I'm just going to soften or close the eyes here and begin to feel your back body land here on your mat. So just getting heavier through the back body, and then you're going to soften a little more through the top half of you. So any tension through your belly, your chest, releasing in those areas, getting softer through the jaw and the space in between your eyebrows. And just tapping into your breath here, see how it is today. Is it shallow or choppy, or is it fluid and smooth? And then taking a moment just to check in to see how you're feeling today. And then you can start to make some small movements here to wake the body up. So wiggling your fingers, you can wiggle your toes, start to make some rotations through the wrists and the ankles. And you can take a big stretch if you'd like. Hands can go overhead, reaching the toes, and then bringing your knees inwards when you're ready towards your chest, maybe rocking side to side. And then eventually we'll meet in child's pose. Whenever you're ready. So in your child's pose, your knees can go out wide, or you can bring your knees together, and we'll have the forehead either on your hands or on the mat. And you're going to start to soften your hips back towards your heels. So just getting a bit of a gentle hip opener. And know that this shape is here for you throughout your class if you ever need to take a break. So please listen to your body and your breath while you move this evening. And then just starting to find your breath for your practice. So beginning to draw longer inhales through the nose. Long exhales through the nose. And we'll just take a couple more breaths here. And then slowly, when you're ready, we'll come up into your tabletop. So stacking shoulders over your wrists, hips over the knees. I'm just going to get you to go through a few rounds of cat-cow breathing here with your own breath. So as you breathe in, you're going to lift your chest and your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Maybe your gaze lifts. And as you exhale, you're going to roll the spine and move your chin in towards the chest. So continue here with your own breath, nice and slow. And if there's any other little intuitive movements you need to do in between your cat-cows, just to warm the spine up, feel free. And just doing one more cycle here with your own breath. And when you're done your one cycle, you can press back into your downward facing dog. Okay, so here in your down dog, your feet are about hip width distance apart, hands are about shoulder width distance apart, and you want to spread the fingers out wide, toes out wide. And then start to move your heels a little closer towards the ground so you can get lighter through your toes. And then your chest draws towards the thighs as your sit bones move higher up towards the ceiling. If you're feeling tight through the backs of the legs at all, you can get a little softer through the knees and just allow your gaze to fall in between your feet. And then we'll lift the heels up, and bottom of your exhale, you can just step walk forward to the front of your mat. Coming into just a passive fold here for a couple breaths, maybe grabbing onto opposite wrists, elbows, maybe walking your hands over to the right side of the mat, maybe over to the left. And then you can come into a halfway lift on your inhale. So hands the floor or your shins. You're going to lengthen your spine. And as you breathe out, forward fold. And on your next breath in, you can rise up. Reach your hands up overhead, palms press. And then hands will just come through heart center. And release your arms alongside you. We're just going to move into tree pose. So you can bend your right knee. Right knee goes towards the right side of the room, and your right foot still lands to the inside of your left leg, so above or below your left knee. And then maybe hands come to heart center. So standing up nice and tall through the upper body. And relax your shoulders. And you want to find a focal point for the eyes. So with each posture you move into throughout your practice, find that still point for your eyes so the mind can be more focused and you can connect easier to your breath and to your practice. And it'll also help with your balancing postures. And slowly drawing your right knee into center, releasing your right foot, release your arms, and we'll switch sides, moving to the left. So left knee to left side of the room, and left foot so lands the inside of your right leg. Now, maybe even left toes just touch the ground today. That's fine too, and hands can come back to your heart. So you're pressing your left foot into your right leg, and your right leg presses back, and then you start to draw your left knee behind you. Eyes are still once again, and continue with your full breaths in and out of your nose. And we'll do one more here. And slowly draw your left knee back into center, release your left foot, release your arms. Next breath in, you can circle your arms up, palms press overhead, interlock your fingers, release your index finger. Take a full breath in. Then side bend over to your right as you breathe out into your crescent moon. So we're finding some movement with breath here. So as you breathe in, the upper body may lift slightly as you just create more space for your breath. And as you breathe out, you're going to side bend deeper over to the right. So we're waking up the left side body here. The feet are grounded into the mat, and we'll just stay soft through the shoulders. Next inhale, come back up to center. Maybe bend through the elbows if you need, maybe through the knees, and take another full breath in to lengthen, and side bend over to your left as you exhale. Chin can lift slightly up off the chest just so the air can move easier in and out of you. And again, finding that space as you breathe in and a bit more depth through your side bend as you exhale. And do one more breath here. Moving your way back up to center. You can release your arms out in front of you, palms face down. You can bring the feet out wide. And take a full breath here. And as you exhale, you're going to sit back and down into your powerful pose one. So feet are about hip-width distance apart if that feels good. Get your weight a little more into your heels so the toes are light. And as you breathe in, you're going to lift a little higher through your heart, your chest. And as you exhale, continue to sit back and down into your hips. And eyes are on that one spot. They're still. Take one more breath here. And then you're going to keep the upper body as is. Just slowly straighten your legs. And then bring your heels to stack right on top of your toes. So heels up nice and high. Now this is perfect just as is. You can stay if you want a little bit more of a challenge. You can start to draw your knees forward. So knees move forward. Just notice the heels here. We want to keep them up nice and high so you can really get into the bottoms of your feet and the backs of your legs. Arms stay nice and strong, up in line with your shoulders. You can spread the fingers out wide. Maybe they're glued shut. Okay, we're going to slowly straighten the legs, get nice and high up onto the toes, and then reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then keep your arms where they are, or just release the heels down towards the ground, and then you can wrap your right arm around your left, moving into your eagle pose. Take a full breath in, and as you exhale, sit back and down. And the right leg can move over top the left. Now, right toes can stay on the ground. You can point your right toes towards the back of your back wall, or they can wrap around your left leg. You want to stay nice and tall through the upper body, and now we're shifting the focus towards the back body, and you want to create space there through the shoulders, through the hips. And so you can do that by squeezing your arms tighter together, squeezing your legs, and then as you exhale, you're just going to sit a little lower into your hips. And you'll notice a bit of a different stretch if you do bring your elbows up in line with your shoulders or bring your elbows closer towards your chest. Just see what you need today. We'll take one more breath in the shape. Good, you can unwind and reach your arms back up towards the ceiling, switching sides, wrapping your left arm around your right. So twist tying at the elbows and at the wrists, take a full inhale. And as you exhale, you can sit back and down into your hips, and then your left leg wraps around the right. Another option, if this is ever too much for your knee joints, you can move into a figure four position, so the left ankle on top of the right knee. And you want to keep your hips more so square to the front of your wall or space, and you want to draw the tailbone down towards the floor. And then again, as you inhale, finding that length and space through the upper body, and as you exhale, squeeze more to your center line. And last breath. Good, slowly unwind, reach your arms back up. Hands are shoulder width distance apart. And toes can touch heels apart, or maybe they're a couple inches apart. You'll take a full breath in, and then sit back and down into your hips. So moving into your chair pose here, we'll stay light through the toes. The weight is into your heels. Reach your fingertips up nice and high as you sit back and down. And then take a full breath in. And bring your hands to heart center and twist over to your left. So right elbow to the outside of your left leg. Prayer twist. And if this is too much for the lower back, you can also drape the right forearm on top of the legs, left hand to your lower back. So continue to have the weight into your heels, toes are still light, and keep the hips down nice and low. And as you exhale, you're going to spin your chest to the left. Maybe the gaze goes up towards the ceiling. And smooth inhales, smooth exhales. Last one here. And bring your hands back to heart center. You can come back to center and straighten the legs, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Maybe find a little back bend. And then draw your way back to center and sit back and down as you exhale. And then take a full breath in. And hands to heart center, and you'll twist over to the right. Left elbow meets the outside of your right leg. Sitting down nice and low again. That length and space being created as you breathe in, and as you exhale, you're drawing the left rib cage underneath the right, and just soften your right shoulder away from your face. And sitting a little lower into your hips. Last breath here. And then draw your way back to center, straighten your legs, reach your fingertips up. You're going to interlock the fingers and bring your hands just behind your head. So moving into a standing back bend. If you have lower back sensitivities, feet can come out wider, maybe hands come onto the lower back. So either way, we're going to get nice and grounded through the feet, maybe a slight bend to the knees, and then begin to lift your heart up towards the ceiling as you slowly lean yourself back. So it's not a huge movement here. You're finding more of a candy cane-like shape with the body. So you're lifting higher up through the heart, the chest, rather than leaning further back. And then just keeping your chin slightly tucked in towards the chest. Maybe the eyes are closed. And then slowly move your way back up. We release the arms alongside you. Close your eyes and just take a full breath here to let that settle in. And then you can step forward to the top of your mat. Take a full breath in. Circle your arms up, palms press overhead. And as you exhale, forward fold, fingertips to your mat. Lift your head and chest as you breathe in. And then plant your hands, step back into your high plank. We're going to pause here for a moment. So move your heels more so they're right on top of your toes. Shoulders are right on top of your wrists. And you want to fire up the inseams of your legs so they draw up towards the ceiling. Navel draws up and in. And take a full breath in. And as you exhale, you can bend your knees, untuck your toes, and then slowly lower yourself down. Lift up for your cobra, light through the fingers as you roll your shoulders, elbows back, and then you can move through your knees, tabletop, lift your hips into your down dog. And inhale your right leg up high, and then step your right foot through in between your hands, coming into your runner's lunge. When you're ready, upper body lifts, arms come alongside you, and the palms will face the floor. So here, your right knee is more so stacked over top of your right ankle, left heel over top of your left toes. And you're reaching your fingertips back towards your left heel. So your arms are nice and strong. Back leg is fired up. The back of your left kneecap moves up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, your lunge lower into your right leg. Shoulder blades draw in. Eyes are still. And bring your hands back to your heart. Frame your right foot and step back into your down dog. And on your next inhale, lift your left leg up high and then step your left foot in between your hands. And then lift up into your runner's lunge, other side. When you're ready, arms come alongside you. In this variation, you're working more with strength. If you ever want to work more with flexibility, you can bring your right knee to the ground and do a low lunge. If you're working with the strength variation, the back leg is fired up again. You can scissor your hips. And then continue to lunge lower as you exhale. Two more full breaths here. And bring your hands back to heart center. Frame your left foot and step back into your down dog. Let's take a couple breaths here. Heels move a little closer towards the ground, and you're drawing your heart towards the back wall. And then lift your heels up high in your breath in. Bottom of your exhale, you can walk forward to the front of your mat. Halfway lift on your inhale, lengthen. Forward fold as you exhale. Then just bring your feet out wide, about hip-width distance apart. And you can take your peace fingers around your big toes, moving into an active forward fold. As you inhale, lengthen your spine, and on your exhale, you're gonna forward fold. So the elbows go out wide, or they can hug in towards the legs. So difference of a stretch there. And again, if you're still feeling tight through the backs of your legs, the knees are bent a little bit. And you're moving your heart forward and down. And just release your head. And then we'll release the grip, halfway lift on your breath in. Exhale to fold. And ground your feet. Inhale, rise up, reach your hands up, palms press, hands come through heart center, onto your hips. You're gonna bend your knees and take a step back with your left foot. We're gonna move into Warrior One. So you're stepping back about 4 feet. So you're gonna reach the arms up overhead and lunge into your right leg. The left toes can be facing more so the top left corner of your mat. And you can draw the right hip back, left hip forward. And your tailbone draws down towards your back left heel. And shoulders are soft, spreading wide through the fingers. And take a full breath in. And as you exhale, open up into your Warrior Two. So widen your stance out if you need, and you're gonna lunge into the right leg. Arms are out wide. You can bring them up in line with the shoulders. And start to draw your right knee a little closer towards the right side of the room, or the pinky side toe of your right foot. And as you breathe out, you lunge lower into the right leg. Maybe your gaze just falls past the right middle finger. Then you can flip your thumbs up and just rotate your arms, come into your bent knee triangle, right wrist to the inside of your right leg, left fingertips up high, and then start to lean back into your left shoulder. So just a gentle twist here. Your gaze goes up towards the ceiling. And then come back into your Warrior Two for one breath. A quick peaceful warrior, right palm flips up and back, left hand can move back and down the left leg. And we want a side bend here, so squaring your shoulders more so towards the left side of your room. Continue to lunge into the right leg, last breath. And then straighten through your front right leg, windmill your hands to frame your right foot, step back into your high plank, take a full breath in. And then exhale, bend your knees, untuck your toes, lower all the way down, modified flow. Lift through your heart again as you inhale, light through the fingers, and then move through your knees, tabletop, lift your hips, and down dog. And on your inhale, lift your heels up high. Bottom of the exhale, step, walk forward. Front of your mat. Lift your head and chest as you inhale. Forward fold, breath out. Ground your feet, rise up again as you inhale, and then hands will come through heart center onto your hips. And you can take a big step back with your right foot this time, coming into Warrior One, other side. And reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling and lunge into your left leg. So we want to draw the lower ribs in. Tailbone moves back down towards your right heel now. Left hip shifts back, right hip moves forward. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, open up wide into your Warrior Two. So reaching your fingertips out wide, opposite direction, shoulder blades draw in. And lunge low into your left leg. Left knee now moves towards the left side of your room. And 2 more full breaths. And then you can flip your thumbs up towards the ceiling, rotate your arms, move into your bent knee triangle, other side. You can lean back into your right shoulder now. Gaze can go up, finding that gentle twist. And then move back into your warrior 2, find your lunge. And then flip your left palm up and back, peaceful warrior. Again, right hand can slide back and down the right leg, or maybe you find a little space on the lower back. Gaze can go up towards your left elbow or back towards your right heel. And then straighten through your front left leg. Windmill your hands to frame your left foot, step back into your high plank. Take a full breath in. This time you can lower halfway or all the way to the ground. Cobra or upward facing dog as you inhale. And then downward facing dog as you exhale, lift your hips. And then lift your heels back up as you breathe in. Bottom of the exhale, step or hop forward to the front of the mat. Lift your head and chest, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Ground your feet, rise up on your breath in, palms press. And then bring your hands through heart center. And just release your arms alongside you. You can grab a quick sip of water, and then we'll meet at the top of the mat. Okay, so top of your mat here, you can bring your hands to your hips, and your left knee moves up to 90 degrees. And take a full breath in. And as you exhale, point your left toes, send them back, move into your toppling tree. So the upper body moves down, left leg moves up and back. And then the arms can release alongside you, palms face the floor. You can point or flex through the left toes. And you want to find a bit of an internal rotation through the left leg. So the left hip moves down in line with your right. And shoulder blades draw in towards one another so the heart is slightly lifted. Eyes are still. And bring your hands back to heart center. Move your left knee up and through. And then release your left foot, release your arms. Other side, hands back to your hips and move your right knee up to 90 degrees. And take a full breath in. And as you exhale, point your right toes, send them back, toppling tree, other side. And fingertips reach back, palms face the floor. And now find that inner rotation through the right thigh. Right hip draws down in line with your left. You can keep a little bend to the left knee just for extra stability. Last breath. Hands can come back to heart center. Move your right knee up and through. And release your right foot, release your arms. And circle your arms up on your breath in, palms press overhead. And bring your left arm down. Left palm to face the left side of the room. Pick up the inside of your left leg. So this is dancer's pose right here. You can stay or you can start to kick your left foot into your left hand. So as you kick back, you're finding a bit of a back bend so the heart stays lifted. And you're moving into a twist as your left shoulder rolls open. Move into your full expression of this posture for your last 2 breaths. And slowly move your way up. Release your left foot, release your arms. Another side, circle back up. Right arm down, right palm to face the right side of the room. You can pick up the inside of your right foot. Okay, again, you can stay just like this or start to kick your right foot into your right hand. So you'll kick And you'll notice a spot where you find a bit of resistance. You can stay there. Maybe hinge a little bit on the left hip. So the upper body does move slightly forward. Right shoulder rolls open. So coming into that twist again. And last 2 breaths. And slowly come back up to your center. Release your right foot, release your arms, mountain pose. Close your eyes. And connect to your full breaths. And then you can slowly open the eyes and come down onto your backs for Midway Shavasana. Okay, so same shape as you were at the beginning of practice. We're just going to take a few moments here just to reset the body. You can close the eyes. And then draw the legs in towards one another and bring your right knee in towards your chest. So you're going to move into right side of wind relieving pose. When relieving pose, you're interlocking your fingers around your right shin or hamstring. And you're going to start to move your right knee closer in towards the upper body, maybe towards your right shoulder or the midline of your chest. Eyes can still be closed here if that feels good. And as you draw your right knee in, you can move the back of your left leg down towards your mat. And then slowly move your left knee in beside your right knee. So we'll hug both knees in towards the upper body. And just take a couple breaths here. And then keep your left knee into your chest. Extend your right leg straight on the mat when relieving other side. The right leg is active. Right toes flex towards your right knee, and as you breathe out, your left knee moves closer in towards the upper body, shoulders soft. And take one more cycle of breath here. And you can bring both knees back into your chest for a moment. Maybe rock side to side. And then you're going to release both foot soles onto the ground and bring your right ankle onto your left knee. So coming into your threading the needle. So this might be good right here. If you want to come a little further, your left knee draws closer in towards the upper body. You can interlock your fingers around your left shin or thigh. You want to have the right toes again pointed towards the right knee to protect the right knee. And as you breathe out, the left knee draws closer in towards you. Chin is slightly tucked in towards the chest again. Shoulders are soft. And then you can release this side. And we'll switch for left ankle onto your right knee. And then feel how this side is. You might need to stay, or if you want to come a little further, right knee comes in towards the chest and you can interlock your fingers. So as you move your right knee in towards you, the sit bones draw a little closer towards your mat. If you need a bit more of a stretch, maybe rocking slightly towards the right side of the room. And one more breath. Okay, releasing this side. You can bring both knees back in towards your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. And then you're going to bring your shins so they're parallel towards the ceiling. And fingertips come behind your head. So move through some yogi bicycle. On your inhale, lift your chest up towards your thighs. And as you exhale, you're going to twist over to the left and extend your right leg long. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist to your right, extend your left leg long. Good. Come back to center, breath in. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, center. Exhale, over to your right. I'm going to get you to do 2 more of these with your own breath. And we're going to pause on the last one. Okay, so back to center after your 2. Twist back to your left, and then you're going to pulse it out for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center, breath in, twist over to your right, and pulse it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yes, come back, and you can release. Maybe knees come into your chest, or you can move into reclined cobblers. So reclined cobblers, your feet are on your mat, your knees are out wide. And just take a breath or 2 here. Okay, coming into your bridge pose, so you can bring your knees up, foot soles on the ground. The feet are about hip-width distance apart, arms alongside you. And you're going to press your feet into the mat and then lift your hips up towards the ceiling. So ankles are more so underneath your knees. Your hands can stay down on the mat, or you can interlock your fingers underneath your sit bones. Okay, so press more into your feet and your shoulders, and then you're going to continue to lift your hips up towards the ceiling. 2 more breaths. This is live, yeah. Okay, you can slowly release yourself down. And just straighten your legs. We're good? Yeah. All right. We're going to move on to the front side now, coming into spinal strengthening. So we're going to start with Cobra. Palms are going to be beside your lower ribs. Tops of the feet press into the mat. And with your next inhale, just peel your heart, your chest up off the mat. Keep your chin tucked in towards the chest. And you're going to stay light through the fingers. So rolling the shoulders, elbows back towards your heels. And then on your next breath out, you can lower yourself down. Just bring your right ear to the mat, gaze over to your left. And bring your chin back to center. Interlock your fingers on top of your sit bones. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, lift your chest and your legs, reach your toes back. So you can keep your hands interlocked, or you can just release the arms alongside you, whatever feels best. And you want to find length here. So you're reaching forward with the crown of your head and reaching back with your toes. So getting nice and long. Knuckles can reach back towards your heels. And on your exhale, you can release, lower back down, left ear to the mat, gaze just goes to the right, and just soften your shoulders forward and down. And bring your chin back to center. You can stick with either of the first 2 or come into a floor bow. So you're going to bend the knees, grab the outsides of your knees or your ankles. Knees are going to be about hip-width distance apart. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, kick your feet into your hands, lift up through your heart, your chest as you draw your shins towards the back wall. So we want to keep the knees about hip-width distance apart. Maybe your gaze lifts. Keep the breath smooth for 2 more cycles. Now after your last breath, slowly lower down. Bring your opposite ear to the mat. And you're going to find some release for the lower back. So maybe the toes touch heels apart, or you can bend the knees, windshield wiper the feet back and forth. And then just switch your gaze for a moment, even your neck out. And then chin back to center and just press into your child's pose for a few breaths here just to reset the spine. So again, options, knees can go out wide or they can go together for traditional child's pose. Hips soften back towards your heels. And then with your next breath in, come into your tabletop, and then you can press yourself back into your downward facing dog. So we did modified, moving into full flow here if you would like. Stick with modified if that's what you need today. On your next inhale, come forward into your high plank. And exhale, lower down halfway chaturanga. Keep the arms in. Upward facing dog as you inhale, straighten the arms, arch your back. Downward facing dog, lift your hips. And on your inhale, glide forward into your high plank. Exhale, lower down. Upward facing dog, roll over the toes. Feet and hands touch only in downward facing dog as you exhale. We'll do one more like that, modified or full. Come forward as you breathe in and exhale, lower down. Find your back bend as you breathe in, heart lifts. And downward facing dog, hips lift. And on your inhale, lift your right leg up high and then bring your right knee to your right wrist, moving into your pigeon pose. So left leg is nice and long behind you. And this is option one. If this is too much for the knees, you can bring your right sit bone down to the ground and your right shin more so parallel to the front of the mat, and you bring the left knee forward. So either way, if you need to level the hips out with some props, maybe if you have a pillow or something to put underneath the right or left hip, that might feel good today. You can stay upright, or you can start to walk your way forward and down, coming into your sleeping pigeon. So it's nice to have the forehead rested either on your hands or on the mat. So just to get a bit of further grounding. And while you're in your pigeon pose, you're scanning the body, and seeing if there's any areas of tension. And if there is any areas of tension, you're sending your breath to those areas just to help soften and open the body. And just notice anything that might be coming up for you right now. And taking a couple more full breaths here. And you can slowly walk yourself back up. Tuck your left toes under, lift your hips up and back into your downward facing dog. Take a few moments here, maybe pedal up the feet if you need. And when you're ready, lift your left leg up high and move into your left side of pigeon. And level your hips here. And then again, when you're ready, you can move your way forward and down. So resting the forehead again, either on stacked fists, stacked hands, maybe a pillow. And taking 2 more full cycles of breath here. And then when you're ready, you can slowly walk your way back up and press back into your downward facing dog. And so you can bend your knees, come down onto your sit bones, and bring your feet out in front of you. You're going to bend your left knee, bring your left foot sole to the inside of your right leg, and open your hips so they're facing more so the top left corner of your mat. Bring your right arm to the inside of your right leg, and then you're just going to rotate your chest over towards the left side of the room. Left hand can be on your left hip. Maybe left fingertips up towards the ceiling, back of the head. Maybe you're reaching towards your right toes. And leaning back into your left shoulder. And then slowly bring your way back up. You're going to square your hips now towards the front of your mat. Reach your fingertips up on your breath in. Fold over your right leg as you exhale. So maybe hands just meet your right calf, right shin. Maybe you're reaching towards the right foot. And rolling the spine, folding over your right leg. And slowly bring your way back up to vertical spine, and we'll switch sides. You can straighten your left leg, bend your right knee, right foot sole lands the inside of your left leg. And then you can open your hips now to face the top right corner of your mat. Left toes are flexed towards the left knee. Left hand lands the inside of your left leg, and then you can spin your chest over towards the right. And finding an arm variation that suits you on this side. Compress your left hand, left arm into the left leg to help with your twist. And draw your way back up to center. Square your hips again to face the top of your mat. Reach your fingertips up on your inhale, and then fold over your left leg as you exhale. And slowly lift your way back up. And then you can straighten both legs now, moving into a forward fold. Flex all 10 toes towards you. Reach your fingertips up on your breath in, forward fold over both legs as you exhale. If you need to bend the knees a little bit, you don't need to actually grab your feet. Again, maybe your hands land on your shins, your calves. And close your eyes here. Maybe release the head. Next breath in, you can slowly bring your way back up. Grab some water if you need, and then you're going to come onto your backs. So moving into your supine twist. So bend your knees, foot soles on the ground. You're going to shift your hips over towards the left side of the room and let your knees fall towards the right. So there's lots of variations you can do. If you want something a little more passive, you can just let the knees fall over towards the right. If you want a bit of a deeper twist, the knees can be both bent, stacked on one another, maybe closer in towards the upper body. Relax both shoulders onto the ground, and maybe your gaze falls over towards the left side of the room. And slowly bring your way back into center, and then you can switch sides. Hips move over towards the right, knees draw to the left. Another option, you can wrap the legs up like eagle legs. And then work on softening the right shoulder down towards your mat as you lift the left rib cage up towards the ceiling. If it feels good, you can close the eyes. Maybe the gaze goes over towards the right. Just a couple more breaths here. Slowly bring your way back into center, and either bring your knees into your chest. You can go into happy baby, recline cobbler. So happy baby was what Krista's doing here, grabbing onto the outsides of your feet. Knees draw down alongside the upper body, foot soles face the ceiling. Maybe you rock side to side. Or you can do recline cobblers like we've done before, so feet together on the mat, knees out wide for a bit of a passive variation, just a shape to help neutralize the hips, the pelvis, before you move into your final resting posture. And when you're ready, you can release and lie flat. So this is what you've been working up towards your whole practice. It's a fully conscious posture, but you're allowing the body to fully relax as well, so you can really absorb the benefits of your practice, of your postures. So just releasing any leftover tension in the body and letting go of the control of your breath. I like to have at least about 5 minutes of Shavasana at the end of class, so please stay here as long as you need. Thanks for joining us today, everyone.